Welcome everybody to a new interview with me today. I'm happy to have Iniyan.
I'm happy to be here. Hi, Annie.
Thanks that you have the time for having a little interview with me because there's a reason you're here in Hamburg. First of all, is it the first time for you in Hamburg?
Yes, this is my first time, and it's a very, very beautiful city. It's a old-fashioned city, but I really like the aesthetics of it.
So you've seen a couple of things in Hamburg, although you're working here.
I have not went out too much, but I went around near the bigger places, and near the river I took a walk.
Nice, the Elbe, yes. So you're here for a reason, of course. You're at the ChessBase studio.
Yes.
You are actually recording a Fritztrainer.
Yes.
Now you have to tell us a little bit, what is this Fritztrainer about? What will it be about? What is it?
The Fritztrainer is about the queens can be declined, the main lines of it, and it's from a white point of view, which is a good thing for white players because there are a lot of video courses coming from the black side for the Nimzo Indian, for the queens can be declined, the queens can be accepted, and not as much from the white side, especially for the queens can be declined. And also queens can be declined is a very old opening. It's been here for hundreds of years, played since the time of Capablanca and Alekhine. And it's very good to know how to deal with it with white side. And recently, a lot of players are playing the exchange variation with c takes d5. And I would be recommending bishop g5, which is the older line, which is the classical line, and to see how the game goes from there.
Would you, or are you rather a player who goes like, sometimes I like to sneak in a gambit, or would you rather go like, well, if there's a pawn to grab, that's mine?
I usually take the pawn. Chess players are greedy.
Yes, absolutely, sure. Now, you just turned
20.
20,
Yes.
Exactly. And you're one of the 100 Indian superstars who is part of this absolute crazy rush in chess in India. How did you get to learn chess?
I was 5 when I started, and my father was interested in getting me to some kind of sport. And chess at the point was easier because chess is indoor game. You don't have to go out too much. But but chess made me travel so much. Afterwards, I just went to an academy and I started playing well, and it went on.
So your parents, are they? When did you beat your father the first time?
It was around 5. We did not even know the proper rules at the point.
Oh, wow.
When we are playing in the house, we are playing we just know how the pieces move. At the point we used to capture the king. The first person to capture the king wins, not checkmate.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good variant.
Yes.
Takes the game a bit longer to a new level.
And so we don't even point out check. If the opponent makes a mistake, you just capture it and you win the game. So that is how we started, and I went to the academy after I won a few games against my father, and he saw that I have potential.
Nice. Well, you definitely have. You've have a rating of over 2,500.
Yes.
Now, what was one of your greatest chess achievements so far?
The greatest chess achievement. There are so many memorable ones. For example, the moment I became Grandmaster, it's very much in my memory. I was 16 at the time. And it was eluding me for around a year. I was very close, around the 2450 to 2500 mark. Yeah. I already had like 5 GM noms. And
collecting. When does it happen?
And there used to be this joke amongst Indian players because few of them had the rating but not the noms. For example, Nihal, I believe, had like a 2530 or something before he became a GM, and so on. Many players had the same issue. And they would tell me, maybe you can give us one of your noms in exchange for 20 points. You become a GM and we become a GM.
That would be a nice way to get some more titles.
So that was a memorable moment when I finally achieved the rating. And another one is the Youth Olympiad. Of course, it's an honor to represent your country in any tournament, but especially in a team event like the Youth Olympiad, and you play for your team and you get the gold medal. That's very good. I have played in 3 Youth Olympiads and got 2 silver medals for team and 1 individual gold. And that is very special because I scored 7.5 out of 8. And I played 6 blacks in those games, and yeah. We had a very dream team. That event was very special because we had a dream team. We had Aryan Chopra, who's the GM on board 1. We had Prag on board 2. We had Nihal on board 3 and me on board 4 with Vaishali on board 5.
My goodness.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's nice. When you're not playing chess, what does your normal day look like? What are you doing?
When I don't play chess and I'm at home, it also revolves around chess. There is practice. I don't go to college much. I am studying in college, but I don't go much. I just write the exams.
Okay.
People in my college and school look at me as if I'm an alien if I go there. It's like, who is this person? Who is... yes. So I play some other sports also, other than chess. I play badminton. I play basketball a bit. Not too much, but a bit. Badminton I play really well. I play it from the age of 5. So I usually spend my time around the badminton courts, chess practice, and I love to read books. So yes.
Okay. What is your favorite chess book, and which one would you recommend everybody to read?
Favorite chess book, there is a lot. I really love the Great Predecessor series by Kasparov. It's one of the books that I read over and over again when I was young. A must-read book, I would say, is the Dvoratsky's Endgame Manual. No matter what level you are, you need to know the endgames. You might be a pawn up, you might win 2 pawns from the opening, you might have a good preparation, you might do good tactics in the middle game, get a pawn up, but you need to know how to convert that position into a win. And no matter what, if your opponent plays well, you're going to an endgame, and you need to know.
Do you prefer opening theory or endgame calculation?
Given the choice, I would choose endgame. I believe anyone would choose endgame or a middle game, yes. Okay. But opening is a necessity. It is not a choice anymore. When you're starting to play professional, even when I was like around 7, at the point in India, if you're not around 2000 or more than that, computers were not so much important. And when you're around the age of 7, it's like you're 1500 or 1400 around that point, and nobody had computers. So what we used to do, we used to get bulletins of the opponents, kind of like the older days, and then study the games. And so you see, right from the point, even without the computers, you have to prepare for the opponent. And now, with the computers being so strong, there is no option other than to study.
How is it working with an engine for you?
I try to avoid it as much as possible because my coach in the earlier times, all of my coaches that I had before, they were of the opinion that engines hinders progress, like in your thinking skills. And so they would always say, you need to get to a certain level before you start to use engine. So for the opening preparation, usually it was my coach who was giving me the preparation while I was just focusing on the calculation and also on working on the opening, the files that he sent me. But at some point, you of course have to start working on yourself because you cannot just expect someone else to make your preparation. At some point, you have to grow up. And yes.
Certainly.
There are a few different methods to practice chess, and Gukesh, I believe, is also an example of this way of not using engines. I believe he did not use till he became a Grandmaster. And I did not use one till I became a 2400 or 2450. And there are the opposite side also, who use a lot of engines and prepare. It's different.
Interesting. How is your relation, or how are you friends with, I will just point out all the names, Gukesh, Erigaisi, Niasarin, Vidit, Narayana, Sadvani,
yes.
Mendonca.
Yes.
How are you with them?
All the Indian players, I know all the Indian players well because we are playing in the same circuit for a lot of years. I grew up with Arjun Erigaisi. Among the players you mentioned, I grew up with Arjun Erigaisi because we just have 1 year in age difference. So we are pretty close. Also, Leon is a very good friend of mine because I stay with him together in a lot of tournaments when I come to Europe.
And I bet you play basketball with him.
Yes, there are videos of me playing basketball with him.
I had an interview with him where he said like he enjoys playing basketball, and since you mentioned it, I thought now they're
funnily, even in the last tournament that we played together in Bad Borishofen, we played basketball together. Nice. Just 15 days back. Yeah. So yes, Leon is also a very good friend of mine. The older players, I respect them a lot. We are not friends exactly because they are too older to me, Vidit or SL. But I really respect them a lot, and we have a good relationship.
That's nice. What is one of your favorite openings as white and as black? You don't necessarily have to play them or have them in your repertoire, but what is the thing which you just enjoy playing the most?
The King's Indian with black and the Najdorf.
Wow, okay.
Yes, and with white I usually play d4. There is no any specific opening because it's black's choice, but with black I love the King's Indian and Najdorf. Even though it's like risky openings, especially the King's Indian.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Najdorf is risky and objectively correct. King's Indian is risky and objectively bad.
What are your plans for the future or for this year?
I am having quite a few tournaments after this, but I also have to finish my college. This is my final year.
What are you actually studying, if I may ask?
I am in the final year of business studies.
All right.
Yes. And I have to, I was playing in a lot of tournaments in the past 1 year, so that I missed out on two entire exams, two entire set of exams. So now when I go back, I have to write 3 sets of exams, 3 semesters worth of exams together, and it's going to be quite hectic.
Oh boy.
But once I'm done, I'll be back to playing more tournaments.
Nice. So how about the rating of 2600, which is one of the next magical barriers? Are you looking into...
Yes, I very much want to get there, and I will get there soon. I was very close some time back. I was 2560 something around the average, and I just had a few bad tournaments. It just goes down, and now I have to come back.
Well, and there's this studying, of course, too, on top of all of this.
Yes.
Besides that,
Yes.
But I'm sure you can make it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
2700. It may seem far-fetched, but I will make sure that I'm there.
Wow. Okay, I wish you all the very, very best for this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this interview and for the time. And we're all looking forward for your Fritztrainer, which is coming out sooner or later. And I hope to see you back in Hamburg soon enough again.
Thank you, Arnie. I would love to be here. This is one of the best sets, the best studio that I have been, and I really commend you for having this studio here.
Well, it's my pleasure, absolutely. Thanks a lot.